Give me at least a set of 5. Ready? Slice. Dice. 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 Hold up. You're going too fast. You're going way too fast.
I'll show you too fast.
Rob, this isn't about speed. It's about power, right?
I'm a quick fighter.
Yeah, but you gotta know the power too.
If I'm able to knock someone out in the first 5 hits, well, what the fuck do I need more power for?
Try to give me 5 slice dice. Pace. You're not racing. This isn't a life or death. This is you. Workout.
You know, he says this isn't life and death, and yet my demons currently tell me to kill him.
Ready?
So I don't know how we got roped into letting the blind lead the blind when it comes to exercising and getting a nice pump on, a good fitness setting going on. I don't know, it's a gaggle of, a little mentally unwell, per se. Maybe that's what you could call it. And essentially this stream of Fatty working out is about a month old, a little bit more than that. But he's been exercising a little bit more lately, and I thought it was prevalent for me to at least talk about it, at least briefly. I know there is some clamoring about the Cooking with Fatty video he did. It's the elixir that I alluded to that I'll talk about at the end of this video. But essentially, Fatty's been going to the gym, which I think is just one of Blaze's parents' rooms converted it into a gym. It has like a couple bikes, has like a squat rack, has a bench, it's got some basic necessities in there. There's also a lot of boxing equipment, and I'll share my opinions about how they're doing things personally, but I should note from the very beginning that I'm not gonna lambast somebody that's trying to exercise, that is actually showing some initiative. I know that Robert, he's not really there to work out necessarily. You could see he just wants to beat the ever-living piss out of Fatty. And hey, that's a method too, there's 2 avenues you can take. You can send somebody to the hospital, or you can send yourself to the hospital. It's 1 or 2 directions, and Fatty is going to choose his pretty soon, but Robert has very clearly already chosen his.
How you feeling, Robert? Ask me again in 30 minutes. Huh? Let's ask me again in 30 minutes. Alright.
Ow! Ah! Shit!
What?
His
Fuck,
nuts?
that hemorrhoid!
No, Robert, you don't have that hemorrhoid.
Yeah, you're good.
I know.
Get back on there, bro. Come on.
I think it fell off because I was laughing so hard.
Okay, I want to go at least for a couple of rounds. Here.
I almost fell off. I was laughing so hard.
Okay, I gotta get off. Nope. It's like literally sitting, digging right in the ass in the hemorrhoid. Fuck. Shit, the nose just ripped off. Fuck.
Nose down.
So the reason I alluded to me thinking that this is just inside of Blaze's parents' house somewhere is because of this exact moment where Robert starts to shout really loud, and they're like, shh, calm down guys, my mom is sleeping over there. She can't know about my illegal grow operation that we're using to launder money from Fatty through. We can't be doing that, guys. Come on, let's keep it down. And it's also, there's a severe feeling throughout this entire video that's like, I don't know if you guys ever had this experience, but there were 2 different types of people that would hang out with the autistic kids in your school, or the mentally deficient kids, the kids in the trailer outside. And one of them was either really wholesome or really manipulative. And the feeling I get from this live stream and some others is that it feels really manipulative. Robert's getting off because Robert doesn't care. Robert doesn't want to be working out. He's just here for Fatty. And they're like, you don't have an issue, Robert. Get back up on there. Come on, Fatty, get up there. Let's see you exercise. Come on, do it for the views. You guys are generating money for me. You have to get up there. And then, you know, I'm not an expert in hemorrhoids. You know, I haven't had one in my life. Knock on wood for the love of God. But from my understanding, it's like if you're really fat, you are more likely to get a hemorrhoid, because I guess it's like a friction with the skin, and it's also if you're really sedentary, then you're more likely to get it. So it's no surprise that Fatty has one. I'm sure he gets it a lot, and I'm sure he probably gets a lot of diseases around his bunghole because of his inability to clean himself properly. So I'm sure the whole mess is just, you know, this room is stanky. You know it's stanky in there. You got 2 potheads and 2 guys who can't clean themselves, and you're mixing them together into, you know, this is what the Great Melting Pot was always supposed to be, I'm pretty sure. You know, I think I read that in a history book somewhere.
You may not be wrong, but you're really wrong.
You don't need to worry about the elbow. Just work the bag. Yeah.
Punch full speed with those little gloves on that and break your fucking knuckles. And
Watch me.
No, he's right, bro.
There, that was right in the mirror.
So on one hand, I appreciate Fatty's commitment. You know, they're telling him, hey, you have to put on heavier gloves or else you're gonna start breaking your hand because the bag's too heavy. And Fatty's like, watch me, I'll prove you wrong. He probably didn't want to go through the whole exercise of taking the gloves off and putting new gloves on. Kind of understandable. But it's also, we'll see that Fatty, he has like no muscle definition at all in his body. So he can't really lift anything of any substantial weight. So while it looks like he's throwing pretty good punches, there's not a lot of force coming from it, I don't think. I'm not an expert. I haven't really ever boxed as an exercise before, so it's hard for me to really weigh in. But while I'm weighing in, my honest opinion about all this is that for somebody that's Fatty size, or even somebody that's Robert size, you really just have to do exercises that increase your heart rate, because it's not so much about building muscle at this point. It's more so about shedding weight. And I don't really think the bike is the best way to do it. You know, you could do like the elliptical maybe. You need something that doesn't like hurt his joints. And I feel like boxing isn't really the best avenue for that. And I know that he has hemorrhoids and his joints are probably really bad anyway. But it's like, you know, even just doing like step ups, you know, take the bench out and just step up and down from that and do that for a minute straight. I mean, stuff like that is what I really think he should be doing, because that's what, when I was losing weight, that's what I did. I would do like HIIT workouts, you know, just try and increase your airflow, try and increase your heart rate, and it's gonna make you really tired, but it's also not gonna like destroy your body necessarily at that weight, as long as you're not doing like non-stop burpees or anything like that. I think doing like the treadmill and stuff like that, even walking, is probably not the best avenue for him. Like do squats, do step ups, you know, just do lower body exercises that are going to get your heart pumping because you're not used to it, and you'll see results. But I'm mostly speaking on deaf ears, I feel like, because this isn't going to really go anywhere. I don't think Fatty has the commitment, and the 2 guys behind the camera are using him as a clown show to try and get some money out of it. So there's not really good intentions anywhere in here, but I would at least give my 2 cents. I know it's, you know, everybody has opinions about exercise on the internet. There's gonna be plenty of people that say, oh, saturate content, complete idiot, has no idea about losing weight, even though I did it, but he's such an idiot, you shouldn't be doing this, you should be swimming, you should be doing whatever. And it's like, yeah, there's other avenues, but there are ways that I'm aware of that I can at least speak to.
Yes.
Ready?
I have to back up a little bit. Alright. I got this, alright? Just be there if it drops. 15, here we go. 1, 2, 3. Holy fuck. Oh god.
You good, bro?
Yeah, I just need someone to help me stand up real quick here. It's one leg. Here.
This is very emblematic of the entire stream. I need somebody to help me out here, he says as he's seeing God on the verge of blacking out. There's nobody there to save him. Fatty's on his own. And I also think that doing bench is not really the best avenue for Fatty, because as somebody not as big as that, but like, you don't get as good of a range of motion when your like body's protruding outwards, so you don't really get the pump on your pectorals as much as you would want. And also you can see in the second clip of that like you start to cheat when you're benching, and when you cheat in benching, it like fucks you up. It really messes you up because his back's probably killing him, and this is probably similar for any exercise that he has to do laying down. You have so much pressure on like your torso that when you're laying down and it's not a soft surface like a bench or like a mat on the floor, your back is gonna hurt really bad. And especially at Fatty's size and lack of conditioning and lack of muscle mass, it's like you're just setting yourself up for a terrible situation where like he slips a disc or he's so sore from laying down on his spine that like he's demotivated. So you want to try and alleviate a lot of stuff like that. I feel like him being upright or just sitting in an upright position is a much better avenue than him standing and moving about, or him laying and trying to do something. I know it sounds like, oh, a fat guy laying down, that should be the best range of motion for him, but I feel like it opens himself up for more injuries than you would actually expect.
Yeah, let your back stretch for a minute. Lay flat. Put your feet flat. Or do that.
So I think they're also semi-aware of that like him laying on his back like this is really gonna aggravate him and make him feel bad. That's why his first reaction after he's done doing crunches or whatever you want to call this is to roll on his side, is to alleviate that pressure. And you know, I actually think doing core exercises is not a terrible idea, because most exercises, almost all exercises, are directly attached to the core. So if you have a really weak core, you're not going to be able to run very far, you're not going to be able to lift a lot of weight, it's going to hold you back. And so I think it's actually not that bad of an idea to work out your core. But there's different options. I know a lot of core exercises you have to either be on your hands and knees or on your back to do them. There's some upright ones you can do, but it's a little bit harder. So I feel like you can incorporate some of it, but gotta be gentle because we're seeing the outcomes of it. And I know I'm not over here slam dunking on Fatty like I typically would in a video. And we'll get to that. That's what the elixir part is. But this, I honestly thought, hey, I might as well give some advice, because I don't think Fatty's too far gone. I don't think he's the most deplorable person in the entire world. He's done bad things, I've done bad things, you've done bad things. They're all slightly different in a different scale, but like, I'm at least able to think that he could make a change. I know it's not going to happen, but I like to hold out false hope for that.
It is, dude. He killed the fly, bro. No fucking way, dude. Oh. He probably went in for the fart, and then he got trapped in his back, dude.
Maybe it wasn't a hemorrhoid, it was a horsefly.
This is the biggest part that I think aggravates me with the whole situation. Is like, if you ever wonder, so I feel like I've seen plenty of times online people talking about how scared they are to go to the gym for the first time. That was me. I was also in that group. I was petrified to go to the gym consistently when I started to lose weight, and it took me several times to actually go to the place and actually get out and go inside before I actually committed. And part of it is there is a delusion that's attached to that, to thinking that people are instantly judging you and that you're being critiqued the entire time that you're there. if you're fat and you're watching this video and you're questioning, well, should I go to the gym? You should go to the gym, because unlike a situation like this, you're not going to be videoed by somebody. Nobody really cares. You know, the only times I pay attention to anybody at the gym is when I do cardio, and even then it's just me like following what they're doing throughout the gym. It's not me thinking anything about them personally. It's just like, well, I need to distract myself with something while I'm here, so I'll just people watch, and that it's blank. There's nothing going on. So that's one thing. But at the same time, coming back to this, he's being live streamed in a very vulnerable position. He probably feels like shit to himself because he can't do anything properly. He can't exercise correctly. He's not losing weight. And then his buddies are sitting there laughing at him because he's fat and he crushed a bug and the bug was going after his fart. Isn't that funny, guys? That's so silly. And it's like, dude, like, be a friend. Be a friend of the guy who's trying to like lose weight here. Like, I get it's supposed to be a whole entertainment thing, but like, you have to pick and choose your battles. And I feel like this is one, and this is where the credit for Only Use Me Blades workout streams come into play. I feel like there was really no derogatory comments pushed towards Blade. I mean, the chat had some, and I won't lie, I probably jumped in there every once in a while. But for the most part, the people that were actually with him, that he was actually paying attention to, they were supportive, they were pushing him, and they were telling him, you're doing great, you're doing great. These guys were just laughing at Fatty and Robert the entire time. It's like, do you want them to actually lose weight, or is this just your clown show that you're trying to masquerade on the internet?
$5 fill up on that one? Little mash bowl?
What? Lose weight and shit. It's about dedication. It's about doing it every day. And what you eat. I like to watch what I eat. I like to watch as it gets dressed, sauced up, as it's all drippy. Using all the style slang today.
So one of them is saying, oh, should we go get a $5 fill-up bowl at KFC, you know, get some potatoes. And it's like, Fatty at least says the right things. He doesn't follow the right things, but he says the right things of, well, yeah, you know, you gotta eat right and you gotta keep this consistent. And that's 100% true. If you're like really depressed or just melancholy, you don't necessarily have to be depressed, but you just don't feel like yourself, check and see if you're eating right and if you're exercising consistently. And if you're not doing one or two or both, then do them and you will feel infinitely better. Once you start to be able to take control of the things that you're doing in your life, everything else just sort of falls into place. Like if you hate your job and it's really soul sucking to you, but you cope with it by, I don't know, drinking a lot or eating a lot or smoking a lot, then try and cut out the bad and try and replace it with the good, and it will probably help alleviate some of the issues that you have in your own life. That is certainly what motivated me to get better and move on. But at the end of the day, you can't fix something with something bad. So if you exercise and you go eat a KFC $5 fill-up, it might not offset exactly, but it's just the habit that's bad. Because when you want to lose weight, it's probably like, you know, a lot of people say it's 80-20 diet, and it's not really. It depends how committed you are to the gym. If you're really committed, it's more like a 60-40, you know, maybe a 65-35 split, something like that between diet and exercise, but you just have to eat right. I'm getting off my soapbox. I feel like this is like an Amberlynn Reed video all over again. This is what I would talk about like 5 years ago when I talked about her consistently, is this exact same stuff, because I was going through it, and I don't know, I'm in the mood. I saw them making fun of them, and I'm like, shut the hell up. Shut up. Dummies. Stupid idiots. Let's look at the elixir now.
So, I've been kind of sitting here thinking about what I'm gonna make for dinner. Decided I was gonna make some ramen. Now, typically when I make ramen, I like to squeeze a little bit of orange into it. Take a half an orange, squeeze the juices into it, because it takes away some of that saltiness. But you know what I do got? I got Propel. So, my question is this. Will ramen noodles taste good if we replace the water with Propel?
I have never once seen a fresh fruit inside of a house that you've ever lived in. I don't think that, I don't think there's proof of that. I don't think you can prove that to me. Definitely not in the Fatty Shack. We've never seen fresh fruit. Maybe you're talking about getting a high C out. Maybe you're talking about getting a Hawaiian punch and adding it to your ramen. I believe that. But you're telling me that you're taking half an orange, so you have an orange with you. You're cutting it in half to save the other half for later, that you're definitely gonna eat, and you're squeezing the juices out of that orange into your ramen. Who are you fooling? You're not fooling me. You're not fooling me, buddy. I'm picking up what you're throwing down. Secondly, Propel is ass. It's disgusting. It's gross. I don't know who it's made for. I don't know who's going to the store and saying, yeah, I really want some Propel to drink. Yuck. Gross. And it looks like he's got like the grape flavor. And it's like, well, this is not going to mix well. You got chicken, grape. Nope, those two don't go well together at all. And so we already know how this is going to end up. I mean, are we trying to scrap together funds in order to make any type of video? Like, we've gotten to the point that we're doing a electrolyte drink and ramen. That's our food hack. That's most definitely what is up, YouTube.
Ya da da da, ya da da da, ya da da da, ya da da da. I am a famous YouTuber cooking food for a boy, oh boy. And does it taste really fucking good? No, it doesn't taste very good, but we shall make it, and it'll be some sort of food with some Propel and ramen noodles. It shall be great. We'll throw it in the boiling water. Here we go, making ramen noodles with something else. Good as fuck. No, I don't think so. They're done. Add in your sauce, add in your spice, add in your drinks, add in that nice. Now we go mix that all up, and we make this all right. Soon we'll be eating this.
Yeah, I just think this is gonna turn out really well. Doesn't this look really good, really yummy? Who doesn't want to, boil Propel? That's already a good start to your meal. When you get home from work, you just worked a 12-hour shift at the ball crushing factory, and you're like, hey honey, are you heating up the Propel for me to put my meat into? That's definitely what everybody's looking for. And I appreciate the semi-effort of Fatty singing his own music in the background. I'll give him some props. I will question the famous big YouTuber point. Yes, he has a lot of subscribers, but I feel like in a macro point of view, he's not a very relevant figure in the YouTube scene. Like, even when he was bigger before the iDubbbz documentary, I had maybe seen one of his videos but was unaware of who he was. So it's not like, it's hard to compare him to like Markiplier, but you can compare him to somebody within this community. Like, I feel like Kiwi Tapes is more recognizable by people. I feel like some of the troll channels, like even like DSP is more relevant than he is. Wings is more relevant. I feel like a lot of these people are more relevant than Fatty is. And part of it is there's no increase in quality in his content, which is fine, but he's not consistent enough. It's always the same stuff. I don't know. There's just like a broken record type of feel with some of Fatty's content, and it's hard for me to be like, yep, that's a big successful YouTuber right there. He's famous. I don't know. He has an interesting stature, so I guess that helps out with them.
It smells as if the ramen noodles that sell, the dry noodles, it smells like they were industrial. If that makes any sense. I was like, if we were an industrial smell to this. I gotta quit smelling it. It's kind of giving me a headache. That is not good. Here we go. Moment of truth. No. No. Holy shit. That was... Woohoo! Oh, I just swallowed a piece. Oh.
So for once, I typically lambast Fatty for over embellishing things in his videos, like, ooh, that's so yucky, that's so gross, I eat cranberries, I'm gonna throw up, yuck. And it's like, in this instance, this would actually be pretty revolting. It's just like a gross artificial grape flavoring with processed noodles and a MSG packet. Like, yeah, I'm pretty sure that's not gonna taste very good, buddy. I'm pretty sure that's not gonna be very killer. That's not gonna be very delicious, understandably. So I'm not gonna slam on him too much, but I feel like this is like the type of video that you see at like the very end of a documentary of somebody that's like, well, here's what they're still doing. It's like Shoe Nice. Whatever Shoe Nice is up to, I feel like this is the end stages of a Fatty's cooking video series. You know, where do you even go from here?
I'll tell you what this is. This is 100% a fuck no. My stomach is already gurgling from the one bite that I was able to force myself to swallow. It's not tasty, and I'm gonna go ahead and take this cup of cocoa I've had off screen and...
I kind of like that chalice he has at the very end there with the hot cocoa in it. Kind of looks very seasonal and very delicious. I do also want to note that who the hell is picking up that ramen off of his front stoop? We know it's not Fatty. Fatty's not going to pick that up. He's throwing it on top of ice and snow, which I guess, unfortunately, in Bangor, Maine, it's already snowing. I guess that sort of makes sense. I guess I live in a slightly more temperate area for winter, but it's not looking good, dude. And I get it, it's a skit, it's a scheme, but at the same time, if I had any belief that Fatty was going to pick up those noodles after he threw them out, then maybe I would laugh at it. But I just know it's going to be sitting there for a while. We'll probably have a video in a month and a half that just gives a cutaway shot at the noodles still sitting there being decayed. Maybe the ants will come over and eat it, who knows. Either way, that's me covering his elixir and his workout. Fatty's been pretty boring for the most part, so I know there's a segment of people out there that really enjoy my Fatty content. Thank you very much for that. But he's got to make stuff in order for me to talk about it, otherwise I'll fixate on other people. But until next time, I'll talk to you guys later. Peace.